As conversations around women's socioeconomic empowerment and participation in the society continues across national and international fora in commemoration of the United Nations International Women's Day celebration, the National Council for Women's Society has called on Nigerians to lend their voices by speaking on issues affecting women, thereby promoting their rights and participation in all sectors of national development. The call was made at a one-day symposium this Friday in Abuja. Clavius Gloriata was there and now tells us more.
There is no doubt that women in every society play crucial roles as homekeepers, workers, entrepreneurs, and service providers, actively contributing to the social and economic development of any nation. Despite these huge responsibilities, they remain mostly underrepresented in key sectors of nation building due to long-standing religious, cultural, and traditional beliefs which have denied their freedom of expression and access to activities that promote their well-being in the society. This is even as the Nigerian government, in its effort to bridge the gap, signed and ratified several international and regional treaties targeted at protecting and advancing the rights of women in Nigeria. The growing insecurity and economic recession have further worsened the plight of women, putting them at risk of limited access to education and healthcare, gender-based violence, and economic disparity. As part of activities to mark the 2025 International Women's Day, which is set aside to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women across the globe, as well as give focus to issues affecting them, stakeholders in the National Council for Women's Societies, NCWS, have converged for this one-day national symposium on gender equality and women empowerment in Abuja, the nation's capital. Speaking at the event, the national president of the NCWS, Princess Edna Azura, said the symposium is anchored on the need to accelerate actions aimed at achieving gender equality, while calling for increased momentum and urgency in addressing the barriers and biases that women face, both in personal and professional spheres.
We must accelerate action towards achieving gender equality. This requires a collective effort from all stakeholders, including government, civil society, private sector, and individuals. As women, we must take ownership of our empowerment and development. We must support one another, amplify each other's voices, and demand equal opportunities and treatment. The sub-theme of our symposium today, the future is now, empowering women and youth to thrive.
Other stakeholders at the event also stressed the need for mentorship for women, as well as financial and digital skills to enable them to maximize their full potentials and contribute meaningfully to nation building.
So we are also campaigning to make people understand that women are not trying to take over from the men. We are just saying, give us a place on the table. Let's have more seats so that we can influence policies that affect us and other vulnerable groups, including people living with disability, the children, the girls, and the boys inclusive. That's simply what we are asking. And you know that giving us 74 seats is not enough, but it's a good starting point. And we are hoping that with the support and responses we've been getting, that it will translate to action when the voting processes starts, that this time it will sail through. And if you also recall, there were 5 bills before, and probably because we were focusing on the 5, we lost it all. Now it's a single bill that we are chasing, and we are positive that we will get it.
We are all stakeholders in this thing called politics. Women cannot be left out. And when women are in positions and in positions of decision making, you will see that the difference is very clear. Look at Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Look at Amina Mohammed. How come they are doing well in the international space? How come Nigerian women are not given the opportunity to do well at home? I am always an advocate for quota systems. And so I will appeal in this month of International Women's Month that quotas must be set aside for women, and that the national gender policy, which gives 35%. I understand it has almost risen to 50%. The national gender policy should be made to work.
We want to encourage child girl education, because they say when you educate the child, a girl child, you educate the nation. So we are hopeful that we will get to where we are hoping to get.
The event also featured presentation of empowerment kits to some women present and goodwill messages from guests.
I'm very excited. I thank God for this opportunity, and all I have to say is that God will bless them. God will empower them the more. God will give them the strength the more to touch so many souls and beyond.
I've never seen an organization like this. I've never come out like this before. It's because the situation hit me. Then mommy have to ask me to come. And for me coming here, I believe it by God's grace. And for me coming here, and I will go by thankful. Thankful for me coming here, and I receive empowering hand by God's grace and by lovely one around me in this place, in Jesus' name.
The 2025 International Women's Day, with the theme Accelerate Action, is anchored on the need to expedite progress towards gender parity. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.